It's Wednesday night, which means it is time to ignite the dynamite. What's going on, everyone? Alex Abrahantes here. It is the pre-show, and look who we have here today. None other than the human suplex machine, Taz. Now, Taz, this isn't the post-show. This is the pre-show. You're a little bit early, my friend.
I am a little early. Pre-show, post-show, during show. I'm always ready. I'm like you.
You are the show.
Yeah, well, you're the show too. Aren't we all the show? Actually, let's babyface the hell out of it. The whole audience, they are the show.
There you go. That's right. I love it. I love it. And listen, what a show we have planned for tonight, because we have one of the biggest AEW championship matches ever. I mean, this is going to be insane. And I'm really pumped to have you here, because this is kind of your specialty, right? No rules, anything goes, empty arena match. And it's for the championship. Let's talk about it. Jon Moxley defending the AEW championship for the first time, I might add, against the undefeated muscle of the Inner Circle, Jake Hager. I got to hear you thinking about this one.
Alex, and Jake Hager, not just the muscle of the Inner Circle. As you know, he's a former world champion, and he's a heavy-duty, credible guy as an amateur and as a professional wrestler. You know, as a Division I college wrestler at the University of Oklahoma. Played football there also. This guy as an MMA fighter. But, you know, I really think like Mox's title's in danger here a little bit. I mean, this is a big deal. It's the arena, as you said. It's falls count anywhere, basically no holds barred, which I've done a lot of matches years ago when I was in my prime called FTW Rules, which is kind of the same similar concept of no holds barred. It's dangerous. And I do think it's conducive and smart if our world champion Mox, if he turns this into a fight and gets it out of the ring, believe it or not, I think, because you don't want to end up on the mat with Hager. You know, I understand that our world champion, you know, Mox, training in MMA, besides being a well-accomplished, credible former champion, not just current AEW champion, but other places he's wrestled, he's been a champion. So, you know, Mox knows what the hell he's doing. But you want to avoid the mat with Hager. And I do think in a no-holds-barred type thing, moving that thing around, move some furniture, as we say in the business, and make it as wild as possible, I think then I do think that Hager could be in trouble and not gain the championship if Mox does that. And also, let's not forget, Alex, as you know, we got JR, good old JR. He's calling the action tonight on this event, which is going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. And you know what? You brought up a great point. Initially, going into this and watching some of the videos last week, I really thought Hager had the advantage. I mean, he's been not only obviously uber successful, obviously, in the world of professional wrestling here in AEW, undefeated, but also in MMA. Right, you bring up a great point. In MMA, he's used to fighting in a cage. Here in AEW, he's used to fighting in the ring. Jon Moxley is, quite honestly, probably one of the most, if not the most unpredictable, unorthodox wrestlers that we've had anytime, anywhere. So you're right. I think I'm going to lean towards Moxley with the advantage of this.
Yeah, and both guys are veterans and they're students of the game, but they're seasoned veterans also. But to that point, Alex, you know, if you look at Mox's history, you know, he early in his career, you know, he's worked for a lot of companies in that hardcore style where he's used to being outside of the ring. He's a street fighting dude. You know, and I do think that will help him, you know. And by the way, real quick, so I can let you, Alex, I want to let everybody know, tonight on Dynamite, speaking of Hager and Mox for the World Championship, I'm going to have one of my Technique by Taz technique. You saw it was on social media when I did one on Cody. This one will be in Dynamite where I'm going to break down, you know, that arm triangle that Hager has. And I'm gonna talk about that in tonight's episode in a Technique by Taz segment.
Oh, I can't wait, man, because that thing, I love the setup for it. He slams you down, and then you just get jarred, and then he just takes the light out, takes the life out of you. So I'm looking forward to that, Taz.
Yeah,
you know what else I'm looking forward to? Because last week we started the tournament for the TNT title. We're gonna have a brand new championship title here in AEW. The champion is gonna be crowned at Double or Nothing. And last week we saw Cody defeat Shawn Spears in a match that was absolutely incredibly competitive, could have gone either way, but at the end of the day, Cody takes home the victory.
Yeah, and it's a big advancement to get out of those quarterfinal brackets and to defeat somebody like Cody, very impressive. I'm sorry, like Sean Spears, very impressive by Cody. Cody needs to keep advancing for himself, because remember, Cody, he cannot anymore. He can't, thanks to MJF at the end of the day, he cannot gun after the AEW World Championship. So our new TNT Championship is something that I think Cody should go full throttle for. But, Alex, I do think, and I have a feeling you might agree with this, Sean Spears had an amazing outing. If you think about it, he really didn't get beat. He didn't get beat with the crossroads. He was in that figure four, Spears, and his shoulders were down. And right. you just get caught sometimes. Your knees getting blown out. You're in a lot of pain, and you can just forget that your shoulders are down. It's happened to me. I've almost been beat many times being in a leg submission with my back on the mat. So that was, Cody, I don't want to say Cody got lucky, because I believe you make your own luck. But Cody, he got by winning that thing without a crossroads. And I do think you got to tip your cap to a guy named Sean Spears. Beware of Spears. He's the real deal.
No doubt about it, and we're actually going to see Sean Spears in action here tonight. And I really think that if Sean Spears can continue to focus, and he seems to lose his focus from time to time. I don't know if he's just so focused and looking for a tag team partner, but right. He's focused. I really think that he is a top player here in AEW. So looking forward to seeing what Sean Spears brings to the table here tonight on Dynamite.
Just let me interrupt you about that. Because I agree. I do think having someone like Tully Blanchard in your head, in your corner, like Spears has, is huge. But I do think, like you just brought up, the search that they're on for finding a tag team partner for Spears, sometimes that could veer you off of that singles deal. So we'll see what happens tonight on Dynamite. But I think we both agree, having someone to the level of intelligence in the pro wrestling business, like Tully Blanchard, in your headspace. I witnessed it, Alex. You've seen it also backstage. We see how much Spears is always with Tully, and Tully's always with Spears, and he's in his ear. He's in Spears' ear. If I was in my prime and a Tully Blanchard was in my ear, I'm all in. So just
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what happened last week as well in Dynamite. A lot of things coming up from last week's Dynamite. We saw one insane matchup, super competitive, between Sheeta and Dr. Britt Baker. And boy, what a beating did the Doctor take. And she's still in action here tonight. You got to give props to Dr. Britt Baker. I mean, she's super tough. Say what you will about her. We're going to see what she can bring to the table here tonight on Dynamite.
Alex, I'm down with you, man. I agree with you. Look, I never been to dental school. But I don't know what dental school she went to, but they taught toughness, because
they did.
Dr. Britt Baker, she has some toughness. She'd have put it on her, man. She put it on her. I mean, we saw the whole, the nose, her face. Britt Baker's face was damn near smeared all over the TV screen, just blood everywhere. I mean, she got busted up pretty bad by one of the most fierce strikers amongst men and women in pro wrestling, not just AEW, and someone like Sheeta. So, Britt Baker, back better than ever, ready to rock and roll. I have nothing but respect for Dr. Britt Baker.
Well, speaking of respect, I'd say Chris Jericho showed a little bit of a disrespect, perhaps, against Shug D, who was at ringside, and now it seems like he's got a problem with the Inner Circle. Shug D, also known as Pineapple Pete, according to Le Champion. He's going to take on Sammy Guevara here tonight. We've seen Shug D in action before on Dark, I believe it is. He's pretty impressive.
Very good athlete. I believe Excalibur myself called his match on Dark a couple of weeks back. But the thing is, Alex, and you know this, man, like you got to be careful, if you're going to start, pissing off the Inner Circle. Yeah. Those men are nasty, and they run as a pack, and Chris Jericho has them all locked and loaded, dialed in with this kill or be killed attitude. So Pineapple Pete better be careful, because he can end up squished like a pineapple, so having a truck run over called the Inner Circle.
I'm with you. They'll make a smoothie out of him. As a matter of fact, I'm afraid for Vanguard 1.
I'll tell you, I like listen, I don't know about you, Alex, but I like a pineapple smoothie. I need some blueberries in it.
Okay? Yeah, fair enough.
Right, but nothing else. I like a little blue, yellow texture. What about you? What would you put in a smoothie with pineapple?
I don't like pineapple that much, but I will say that you're right. It needs to be mixed with something so that the pineapple doesn't kind of, doesn't go over on the other fruit. So maybe some strawberry.
What if I told you I was drinking pineapple juice right now, Alex?
I don't know about that one, Taz.
It's cool. You're right.
That's right. I know you too well. Well, speaking of the inner circle and how they like the numbers game, you know who else loves the numbers game? Kip Sabian, right? And I say every time you face Kip Sabian, it's like you're in a handicap match because Penelope Ford is going to get involved. Well,
and
tonight, Kip Sabian.
And same thing if you face Penelope as a female. Same thing.
That's true. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, turnabout is fair play, right? Yeah. So listen, he's taking on Chucky T, sexy Chucky T, the Kentucky gentleman. He goes by so many names of the best friends, but we know that where one of the best friends goes, Orange Cassidy isn't too far behind. How about orange and pineapple smoothie?
Look at that right there. That's not a bad idea. Orange, orange. I like what you just said right there. Orange and a pineapple peach smoothie is actually pretty good.
That's actually perhaps a future tag team here in AEW.
I don't think that's going to happen. That's just my opinion. But,
all right, fair enough.
But I feel where you go. Yeah,
fair enough.
Look, Kip Sabian. Sure. Now we know they're engaged, right? Which is awesome. Congrats to Penelope and Kip. But the thing is, I don't think Kip needs any help from Penelope, and I don't think Penelope needs help from Kip. But Kip, I feel, in my professional opinion, is a very underrated wrestler here in AEW. And the more opportunities he gets to go out there and apply his craft, the more you're going to see this young man succeed. No matter if you like him or not, and he don't give a rat's ass if you like him or not. He's all business, and he just wants to win. And he don't care if it's dirty or not. But so we'll see with Kip. I'm a fan of Kip's work.
I'm with you on that. There's no doubt about it. I think he has unlimited potential. And man, I tell you, the things they get away with inside of the ring, Penelope and Kip, are absolutely incredible. So, you cannot like their tactics, but I got to tell you, they're pretty good at what they do.
Yeah, well, they're good at cheating. And you know what? But like I said, I don't think that they need to cheat as individual competitors. But you know what? If you had that resource in someone like Penelope, who's got great timing around the ring, she knows what she's doing. She's not your average fiance.
Nope. That's true.
You know what I mean? Same thing with Kip.
That could be your catchphrase, actually.
Yeah, that's it. You're not your average fiance. That's actually so same thing on reverse side, on the flip side, with Penelope helping out, like I said earlier, with Kip helping out Penelope. They work together. I mean, so I guess that's why they'll end up getting married and have 16 to 25 kids running around. And
imagine the kids getting involved in the match. I see a future here.
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be a family affair.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. A bunch of super bad kids.
Exactly. I like it. Well, let's talk about a man who's beyond bad. I'm talking about the murder hawk, Lance Archer, because we're going to see him in action tonight, and not just in any match. We're going to see another round in the TNT Championship tournament, but he's taking on a man who, I was just thinking about it today. This guy is one of the most innovative, creative wrestlers ever. I'm referring to Boom Boom Colt Cabana because he's so unorthodox that you just never know what to expect when you get in the ring with Colt Cabana. So what's your take on this match?
I do think, in my opinion, I think you're right about Colt. He's very unorthodox, and he does a lot of ha-ha and comedy in his matches. And I've said this already in broadcasting on AEW, I think on Dark with Excalibur. Don't be fooled by that with Colt Cabana. Colt's a mean guy who knows what he's doing in that ring. He's obviously a seasoned pro. So I do think sometimes his opponents can get a little worked and fooled by the comedy that Colt brings, and then he catches you with stuff. But I don't know if that's going to happen, with Big Lance, because Lance is also a veteran, a true pro, a guy with, as we know, a plethora of success, in the land of the rising sun of Japan, and just in the business in general. It's far from his first rodeo, far from Colt's first rodeo, which is why I think tonight is going to be a pretty awesome match. A lot of people are counting Colt out, that he can't win this match. Colt Cabana out of this thing. Colt Cabana is, I feel he's here in AEW to prove a point as a wrestler. I mean, good Lord, the guy made a shirt that said, "I am a wrestler," or "I'm a wrestler too," whatever it is. So he's proud of that, and he's proud. He doesn't want to just be known as someone who's got the gift of gab, or who's a podcast, or who's very innovative, or who does commentary, or he still wants people to realize he's a true professional wrestler, in-ring competitor, and he's got a great opportunity in this TNT Championship tournament. If, and it's a big if Colt can knock down and beat Archer tonight, that would be quite possibly right now in 2020, this messed up year called 2020 we have, quite possibly the upset up to this point of the year if Colt can beat Archer tonight.
Great point. I agree with you. I think Colt is here to win. He's out to prove something. And think about the prestige of being the first ever TNT champion. I think that's got to be heavily on the mind of Colt, thinking about making history. I think that's extra motivation that he's going to have going into this match because, listen, we know without a shadow of a doubt that Lance Archer is heavily motivated. So I'm looking forward to seeing this match. I think it's going to be brutal. I think it's going to be hard hitting. And I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. And, the winner really here is a toss-up.
Yeah, and there's going to be no, this, Alex, there's going to be no back down from Cabana. No back down from Cabana on the Murder Hawk Monster. He's not going to back down. And, then you got to look at someone in the headspace, like we told about Tully early with Spears. How about Jake Roberts in the headspace of Archer? I mean, as if Lance needs this. So he's got someone that's devious and violent and vicious and with decades and decades of insane top-level elite, no pun intended, experience in Jake Roberts in the head of someone like Archer. That is a beautiful chemistry and mix, those two men right there. So Cabana, he's an uphill battle tonight, but we'll see what happens.
Well, it's going to be an insane Dynamite, absolutely stacked. I know that you're going to be on a little bit later on, I believe, with Excalibur for the pre-show. Is that correct?
It's called post, but yes, the post.
Oh, post-show. Jeez, right. Yeah. I'm sorry. Now I'm the one that's confused.
This is the pre-show, Alex.
I know. I'm so excited about tonight. I got my pre and post messed up. But one thing that I know I'm not going to mess up is that Dynamite starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And you know what else, Taz? I hear you got some late breaking news for us.
The contest.
Yes.
Tell them about the contest.
All right. So here's the breaking news. Oh,
so there's breaking news. I'm supposed to break news.
Yeah.
Can
you do it?
News. How you do it?
Wow, Taz. You're a true friend. I appreciate that.
Because I want you to break. I want you to break the news about and then the details and specifics of the contest and all that. Because it's cool.
It is very cool. So here's the deal, guys. Here's what's going on. If you're watching Dynamite tonight, everyone over 21 years of age can head on over to Twitter, and the rules are simple. You take a 10-second video of yourself watching any match tonight. All you need to do is tweet using the hashtag WatchingAEW for a chance to win Shop AEW merchandise, including, you're going to love this one, Taz, half a case of Chris Jericho's Little Bit of the Bubbly. It's that easy. That's all you have to do.
How cool is that for our great fan base here in AEW to do something like that, to be in a contest, get that opportunity? I think it's awesome.
It is awesome. Just another way that we continue to give back and give thanks to all of you that are supporting AEW. We truly appreciate it. And listen, I am looking forward to an absolutely stacked show tonight. Of course, the TNT Championship Tournament, the AEW Heavyweight Championship match going to be defended in an empty arena, no holds barred, no rules. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait, Taz.
It's going to be a tremendous show tonight. I'm with you, Alex. I'm with you. I'm really excited about it, and I'm looking forward to, after the show, that Excalibur and myself get to break down the action. And if you haven't watched the post-show, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of fun on there.
You sure do.
Yes, we do. JR will not be in this episode because JR is calling the main event, the World Championship match, as you just mentioned, Alex, with Mox. And I'll just tell you, we have a good time, on this post-show, and we break down what we witnessed, as fans, but we also have a good time. So it's like, hey, what better than to just chill out and watch a post-show after you watch Dynamite on the official AEW YouTube channel. So pretty badass. And Alex, I want to personally thank you that I did this with you. I'm probably the best co-host you've had yet on this pre-show.
How'd you know? How did you know?
I'm getting a plethora of texts. The people are telling
okay.
me, you know,
Yeah, you took the word right out of my mouth. It's very impressive, Dad. You've got a gift.
Well, yes, I got a gift, and you too, Alex. You have a gift, my friend. You do. You have a gift. And remember,
well,
this
thank
is
you.
the pre-show, and later is the post-show. Remember that.
That's right. I'm going to make a note of that.
I'm just teasing, bro. Well, I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you having me on, really.
Oh, no, thanks so much for being here, Taz. Really appreciate it. Can't wait for tonight. Guys, you do not want to miss this episode of Dynamite. As always, it kicks off 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TNT. Let's get ready to have another great night. It's AEW Dynamite.
Tonight on TNT, the quarterfinals for the TNT title continue as Colt Cabana takes on Lance Archer. And the World Championship is on the line when Jake Hager challenges Jon Moxley. No holds barred. I'm out for blood. All Elite Wrestling on TNT. Watch Wednesday Night Dynamite, tonight at 8 or anytime on demand and the app.